Guys, I'm so sniffly today, and I promise it's not the big stuff. It's like allergies, and it's driving me bonkers. Oh, it's so itchy. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel where you can usually find me making over some part of my 400 square foot apartment. Today we are actually doing a home makeover project. I haven't been doing these a ton recently for both physical reasons and also financial ones. So I'm really excited today to actually work on this tiny little hallway. It may look like just a useless, short, stubby hallway to you, but to me, it needs to have functionality because I have a teensy bedroom with no clothes storage. I literally have one closet in my house and it's like this wide and this deep, so it's an itty bitty closet. So I need some space for some dirty laundry, and I also want to make this whole thing that I made into like a clothes storage area just cuter and hide my folding skills because I cannot fold very well. I'm also very messy in the morning. I just kind of throw on clothes, so like my closet's kind of messy, so I need to hide all that. So that's what we're doing today. We're actually gonna make over this whole area, and there's a couple of things that I really want to address today. The first thing is I want to make it feel more like a separate area, a separate room, because I did take off the door, and that really has helped the flow of the space. The door was like awkward and flipped out this way, so it kind of interrupted my projector experience, and we can't be having that. So I took that door off, and I want to put up some curtains to really help define the space as living room versus like something more private like a bedroom. I also want to add some functionality to it. So right now it does have a little closet in there. It's actually a pantry that fit perfectly the dimensions of that corner, and I'll show you in a second here what I mean by that, but that fits really well. It's just too open and it looks like a pantry or like a cupboard. It doesn't look like a closet, so I'm gonna try to hide my clothes. Also, I want to add some dirty storage area in terms of like dirty clothes, because right now, the corner of my room is disastrous because like I just throw my dirty clothes in one little room because I don't want it out here. So I want some more space to put my like need to be washed clothes. So I'm gonna put it in there. And also thirdly, I want to help cut down on sound a little bit. So this area in particular has a lot of noise from my neighbors. It's just that wall is very thin. I want to bring in a lot of like fibrous materials and just mass in fabric because that can help kind of cut down on noise, not just for them being noisy, should they be noisy, but also for me talking to you guys. I'm sure I sound like a maniac from that perspective. So hopefully it'll cut down on the sound for them as well. So we have some projects to do today. I do not have assistance in terms of hanging things, so that's what I'm dreading most. So that's what I'm gonna conquer first. And yeah, I'm not the best with the drill. I'm 100% not the best with the drill with one eye. So we're just gonna see how this goes. I will say I'm going to be basing the color palette off of a beautiful, beautiful painting that I got from Society 6, and I'll show you. So she's huge, BT dubs. And it is both neutral and pink. I really love this piece. I think it's really pretty. I think it's really neutral. I love everything about it, the composition, the colors, it's great. And it's just for me, since it's a tiny little hallway. That's literally just for me. So I know sometimes it can be really overwhelming to style a space, but I do recommend picking something that you really find pretty aesthetically. So it could be a pot, it could be a book, it could be a bedspread even. I have this giant piece of art that I really love, but using that to kind of inspire you in terms of color and pattern can really help you design a space and just give you a jumping off point. So we are going to start drilling today. So the curtain rod that I bought has these rounded edges, and I believe these rounded edges are designed to be blackout curtains. And the reason that I chose a blackout curtain style rod is so that it can fit as close to the corner there, you see, as possible. That way it doesn't look like off center, you know? My house is kind of wonky in that all of these like some of the walls and things are like on a slant. So to make things look as least amount of wonky as possible, I'm gonna be using this, but I'm gonna be putting it as high as possible because I really wanna emphasize how tall this ceiling is. It's not like the tallest ceiling of all, but it is a taller ceiling, so I want to emphasize that. I do recommend putting those curtains up as high as you can. So here are the beautiful velvety curtains that I have, and I love them, but I just wanted to make sure that there was enough room at the top, depending on how you decided to put them up, because I think there's multiple ways you could do it. Oh, these are gorgeous. Okay. So I just recommend taking a peek on your curtain just to make sure that you're leaving enough room for this part, you know what I'm saying? But for me, I can put it all the way to the top because there's no extra space on top. You just have to be really conscious of space when you're working in small spaces. But isn't this a beautiful color? Oh, I love it. It's so pretty. But yes, we're gonna put this up. If you're gonna be using power tools, make sure you're putting your hair up, particularly if you have one eye. You only have a couple of things going for you, and you need to make sure that you're keeping everything you can intact. Guys, I wish I could describe to you how terribly that went. I was at these curtains for like an hour. I'm definitely gonna have to do this tomorrow, and I'm definitely gonna have to recruit some help because there's something wrong with my wall. I mean, there's obviously probably something wrong with me as well, but my wall, it's just not drilling through and it's driving me absolutely bonkers. So we're gonna continue on and moving on to things that I know I'm capable of, which is decorate and using command strips because I know that I can do those things. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to put down a runner in the hallway, and this is to absorb some of that sound. I can't soundproof unless I put like mass loaded vinyl in between the drywall, but obviously that's not an option for me. So what I can do is I can use fabric and texture to help absorb sound. So I'm going to be using this runner to help me do that. I found it off of Wayfair. I think it was like 30 bucks or so, but it is a like neutral rug with some pops of blue and pink, which I think it actually really reflects my apartment really well. So I also have a little bit of a runner, and these guys are awesome because if you have any pets or if you yourself are like clumsy and moving around, so is your rug. And at 3 a.m., if you have a cat, you know this, my cat likes to run around the apartment like she is parkour kitty. So hopefully this will help her not parkour off my walls and move my rug all around. So we're gonna put this down. This is about 2 by 7, and then my rug, not mover arounder, is 2 by 8. So I'm just gonna have to trim this down a little bit. Now that I have this mat on pretty well, what I'm gonna do is cut the corners off and use these guys to help even more secure the rug to the floor, just because, yeah, she's already about it and she can't be trusted, so.
Do you like the new rug? Is this fun? It's your favorite spot now.
So now the rug is nice and secure. I want to work on the cabinet and make it look less like a cabinet and more like a wardrobe. So it's technically speaking a cabinet from IKEA. Originally I wanted to thrift a pretty piece to put all my clothes in, but the problem is all these like older pieces have these beautiful like jutting out like ornamental pieces at the top and the bottom, and just that little bit is like inches away from fitting into that little nook. So I did get an IKEA cabinet that does fit the dimensions. However, it has these glass windows, and I guess they're meant to show off your like fine china or something to that effect, but right now it's showing off my terrible folding skills, so we're gonna hide that. It is essentially like contact paper that goes on top of a window piece, and you just use water to put it on so it won't destroy anything. So it's good for this, it's good for any privacy purposes, but you can find them on Amazon. I don't know where else you could get them because it is a pretty particular thing, but it is a really cute pattern, and there's a bunch of different patterns that you can get. But these are super useful, and I use them all the time, particularly to make my space feel a bit more private and to hide things I don't want people to see. So the cool thing about this type of contact paper is because you just use water to put it on, you can adjust it and readjust it and readjust it until it works. So there is no permanence here. Also, it doesn't hide nearly as much as I thought it was going to do. So you can definitely still see my clothes, but it looks a little fuzzy, you know? Like a little like, maybe it's fine, maybe it's awful. I don't know. So now, unfortunately, I have to run off to work. Tomorrow I'm gonna be putting up those curtains. I'm really excited, kind of bummed to leave my house because if you're anything like me, you know that when you work on a project, it's a mess everywhere besides the project. So I hate leaving my house like this, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So I'm gonna go to work and tomorrow I'm gonna be putting up my curtains. Super excited about it, can't wait to see. And yeah, I'll see you in a second, thanks to the magic of editing. Good morning, everybody. It is day 2 on my little hallway project, and I just put up these curtains, and I cannot express to you how majestic I feel with these things. I mean, I knew they're A, velvet, and B, placed very high, so let me show you. What? Do you see these? How ridiculous. Oh my gosh. I love them. They're so dramatic. I've arrived. Needless to say, I absolutely adore my ridiculously regal looking curtains over here. I like that they make the space look much more private. This is a workspace. Back there is a more private space. Also, I like that it's really thick velvet, so it does absorb sound really, really well and light. So if I wanted it to be nice and dark back there, I could absolutely do that. It looks really great. It looks super regal, and they're pink giant curtains, so I feel like princess, which is amazing. The next thing that I wanted to do was to finish up my little wardrobe cabinet situation. By doing so, I want to add 2 new little knobs. I have these really cute knobs that I just ordered off Amazon. They look kind of like blown glass almost. They're like a neutral pink color. They really actually pair really well with the painting that I have. For whatever reason, a lot of these unique style knobs have these extra long screws, which is annoying because usually it affects functionality. So I do recommend if you order these, plan in time to go to a jeweler to get them cut, which is what I had to do. Shout out to the jeweler. Thank you so much. Very much appreciate it. But it is, yeah, it is super annoying because it's very hard to do yourself. You need a full-on like cutter mabob to do it, but I think it'll really make it look very unique. And IKEA is one of those things that I really love their stuff, but it does look super cookie cutter, so it'll be nice to separate it with a little bit of jewelry. So very cute. All right, so now that we have that done, I want to add some utility or functionality to the space a little bit. And the way that I'm going to be doing that is by adding some laundry spaces to put dirty laundry, because I'm someone, when I'm done with the day and I walk through my front door, I just want to like take off anything that's uncomfortable. And oftentimes that means it's a kind of messy house. So don't want that. Want a home for everything. And the way that I'm going to be doing that is with these awesome laundry bags. Didn't even know they existed. They are hanging laundry bags. As you can see, they're quite big. I didn't even know this was a thing until I looked online, and typically you put them like behind a door or something to hide them, or in a closet, which of course you can do, but I don't have any of that space available. So I got one in a color that complemented the area so that I can just have it out. So I'm gonna put 2 of these on one of the walls and then fill the rest with art so that I have like art and then like not so fun stuff below it to kind of camouflage my dirty laundry. So I have a plan. I think it'll be really cute. The way that I'm going to be putting it up is via these command strips. These command strips are really cool because they're decorative. They go really well with the palette that I'm working with, and they don't require any holes in the wall, which is obviously something I'm not 100% great at. So this is going to be great for that. I'm really excited to see how this works. Guys, I think I'm done. I think I did it. The last thing I am gonna do is just add 2 of these little sachets. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but I really like the smell of them. They smell very fresh. This area is not just a laundry area, it is also a hallway, so I wanna keep it nice and fresh by putting these in little pockets of my laundry bags, but I'm really excited how it turned out. I really think that it helped add to this space, as well it keeps me nice and organized. For me, I really love home stuff for not only the aesthetic of it, because I just love feeling cozy and I love things styled the way that I like them styled, but also it keeps me very organized and it keeps my habits in check. You know, if I'm a little bit disorganized as a human, if I'm throwing things around, I can't really do that in a small space. So having homes for everything really helps me out, and I strongly recommend it to you. In any case, I really hope you like this video. Please let me know if you have any questions or if you want me to link anything, and I'll do that for you. If you do like videos like these, please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye.